Good morning, children. I hope everyone is fit and fine. Today we are going to begin the new chapter, Tribal India, Past, Present and Future. This chapter will be taught in 3 parts. So let us begin the first part of the chapter and we shall discuss the meaning and definition of tribe. What is a tribe? In Hindi we call tribe Adivasis. Generally we see that these Adivasis or the tribal people live in the jungles or in the river valleys or in high mountains, or we can say the remote areas. They are very close to nature. So there are some anthropologists who have studied them and they have given their own definitions to describe the term tribe. Let us take the first definition given by Imperial Gazetteer. A tribe is a collection of families bearing a common name, speaking a common dialect, occupying or professing to occupy a common territory or a geographical area, and is not usually endogamous, though originally it might have been so. Another definition has been given by D.N. Majumdar. A tribe is a collection of families bearing a common name, members of which occupy the same territory, speak the same language, and observe certain taboos regarding marriage, profession, or occupation, and have developed a well-assessed system of reciprocity and mutuality of obligation. But here we see that Dr. Majumdar's opinion does not hold for all the tribes. In the beginning, the members of the tribe did necessarily marry within their own tribe. But now, the practice to marry outside the tribe is more prevalent among them. So from this viewpoint, the definition of Imperial Gazetteer is appropriate. Now, if we have to describe any group as a tribal group, it must have the following characteristics. So let us discuss all these characteristics of the tribe. The first feature is they have a common topography, or they live in a definite topography, definite geographical area. The tribes inhabit and remain within a definite and common topography. They occupy the same geographical area. In the absence of a common topography, the tribe would also lose its other characteristic features like community sentiments, common language, etc. So for this reason, a common habitat is essential for a tribe. Second, sense of unity. Generally, it has been observed that they have a very strong sense of unity. So, if one member is in trouble, all get united, especially at the time of marriage or death or construction of house. They all get united and they help each other. So this mental element is an invariable and essential characteristic of the tribe, sense of unity. Third is common language. So all the members of the same tribe speak a common language. Then fourth is they are endogamous. Endogamous means they marry within their own tribe. The members of a tribe generally marry into their own tribe, but now, due to increased contact with other tribes, the consequences of increase in the means of transport, the system of marrying in the tribe is also changing, so they are becoming exogamous. Fifth feature is ties of blood relationship. A major cause of the sense of unity in the tribe is the tie of blood relationship between the members. Because all the members of the tribe believe to have common ancestors. These ancestors might be real or mythical, but they believe that we are the descendants of the same ancestors. So in this way they think that we are related by blood, and this is the main cause of their unity. Sixth is experience of the need of protection. The members of a tribe always experience the need of protection. Keeping this need in view, the political organization of the tribe is established, and all authority for administration is vested in one person, generally the eldest member of the tribe. And this leader employs his mental power and skill in protecting the entire tribe, because they are always having a fear of the wild animals or the other tribes. So they need a leader always who can protect them from these attacks. Next is political organization. The tribes have their own political organizations. Their laws are quite different from the modern laws. And this political organization maintains harmony and avoid notes of discord among its members and protect them. Then importance of religion. Religion is deep seated in the life of tribals, and religion is of great importance in the tribes. All their aspects like political, social, occupational, economical, every aspect of the tribal life is based upon religion. Whenever they begin anything, they take the help of religion, and for everything, even for production, distribution, consumption, they all are based on religion. So religion has a prominent place in the life of tribes. Then common name. The tribe has a common name. For example, the tribes which are living near the Khasi hills, they are called Khasis. The tribes who are living in Nagaland, they are called the Nagas. Then Gonds, Bhils, these are the different names of the tribe, but the whole group is called by the same name. Then next is common culture. This common culture results from the sense of unity, common language and common religion, even common political organization. So they all observe the same culture. And lastly, the organization of clans. So the tribes believe in clans, means they have a particular group of relatives, right? And this group is called the group of clans. So they give very much importance to the clan organization. So these are the different characteristics of tribe. Now in this part, our third topic is racial classification of Indian tribes. So racial classification means the tribes are divided on the basis of their physical characteristics or bodily characteristics. So B.S. Guha has divided the tribes into 4 groups. The first one is the Negrito. You must have heard this name, Negroes. They are generally found in Africa. Then Proto-Australoid, their origin exists in Australia. Then Mongoloids, their origin is in Mongolia in Asia. And fourth is the Caucasoid. The first one is Negrito. These people are characterized by black skin color. They are dark. Then they have frizzy hair or curly hair, thick lips, etc. The prevalence of a Negrito segment in the Indian population is a matter of controversy. For the anthropologist, and as such, they are divided into two groups, the protagonists and the antagonists. The protagonists hold the view that in India, some of the tribes in south, such as Kadar tribe of Kerala and Urula also, Ponian, have distinct Negrito strain. The protagonists also maintain that Negritos in a relatively pure form are still found in Andaman, Nicobar Islands and some of the other islands of Bay of Bengal. Then the Nagas and chunk population of northeast India between Assam and Burma also belong to this racial group. So on the basis of such evidences, the protagonists argue that the earliest occupants in India were the Negritos. Now the second category is the Proto-Australoids. The physical characteristics of the Proto-Australoids is high head, low forehead, big and broad nose, medium lips, grey eyes, wavy hair, and the average height is 5.6 feet. This racial stock consists of an ethnic group comprising the Australian Aborigines. Actually, these Aborigines are found in Kalahari Desert. So, these people are found mainly in some deserts of Australia and other people of Southern Asia and also the Pacific Islands. The Aborigines are also considered the pre-Dravidian race, and the Indian tribal population in general is dominated by this racial element. In India, these kind of peoples are the Mundas of Bihar and Orissa, Santals, Juangs, Korwas, Soras, and Khons. These people belong to Chota Nagpur Plateau, means some parts of Bihar, Orissa, and West Bengal. Then Chenchus of South India, Irulas, also belong to this same strain. The Ho people, Ho is a tribe. These Ho people of Singhbhum, Bihar and the Bhil of Vindhyachal region are also included in this racial stock. Then comes the Mongoloids. The Mongoloids as a major racial stock are native to Asia, Central Asia. This race entered India from the western China through the Tibet, the Chinese and the Japanese, the Burmese and the Eskimos. Also the American Indians are covered within this strain. In India, people belonging to this racial stock are generally found in northeastern region. The Mikir Bodo, it is an example, Mikir Bodo group of tribes and the Angami Nagas who belong to Nagaland can be cited as the best examples of Mongoloid racial composition. And the last is Caucasoid. This is known as white race, but in fact it is of light color. It has hair ranging from brown to black, eyes light blue, hair upon chest, arms and legs. Some other characteristics are medium to high structure, thin lips, etc. Most of the Indians come in this category, especially the tribes of northwestern part of India. So in this part we are studying only the racial classification, not any other type of classification. Have a nice day.